No context, no nothing. Just
I mean, you could flip it so many ways, I swear.
you
but
could
like
flip it so many ways. It's true.
from the top, from the bottom. You know what I'm saying? You get it from any direction.
You can smack it up, flip it, rub it down, whatever it is. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? It really don't matter what the position is. You dig me? Anyways, welcome. You are at the Phree Game Podcast.
Apparently.
What up, y'all? You at the Phree Game Podcast. You dig?
What it
You
do?
already know what time it is. And if you don't, that means you're new. And so we love to welcome the new folks into the building, into the room. I don't know how the hell you got here, but I'm so blessed to have you in the space.
Welcome,
I hope
welcome.
that you stay. Shout out to all our day ones and to the fam that continue to lock in with us, that continue to follow our podcast, that been here, that know what's up. Shout out to you. It's love to everybody out there in the world. If you just randomly stumbled across, again, you are at the Phree Game Podcast.
Free game.
My name is Phree, and I'm always joined by my co-host to my right, my man JG.
What it do?
And yeah, we podding. I feel like I'm always podding, but sometimes I be feeling like I'm podding by myself.
Really?
I got a lot of energy. Like, see, why did I even had to use the F-bomb right there? I had to emphasize how much energy I have. I think, you know what I'm saying? But
I mean, yeah,
sometimes
it was
the emphasis is
descriptive.
needed.
You know what I'm saying?
It's
It was descriptive.
necessary. That's what people don't understand. It's how sometimes the emphasis is necessary. You know what I'm saying?
Fact.
You have to double down on what it is you're saying just to make sure they ain't got it fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And it's big energy over here. Always and forever. The biggest energy.
The biggest
I'm gonna
energy.
give me a chain
Okay.
that says the biggest energy on it right here.
I like that.
Diamond cut
Oh.
with a tree.
A tree.
A tree. The
Okay.
biggest energy. Don't you fuck. Don't
Can
take,
we get it
don't
made?
take.
Can we get it made
it's
out of wood?
It's copywritten already. Yes. But it also got to be gold. Gold.
Wood inlaid with gold.
You know what I'm saying?
I like that.
Nah, don't say too much. See, they.
Okay. All right.
Next
We
thing
done
you know-
talking about that.
Next thing you know, we're going to swipe on Instagram and you're going to see some wood, gold, tree, medallion. You know what I'm saying? That's how this works. Anyways, so I'm going to talk some shit because I gave this man two options. He wanted me to talk my shit. See, this
You
is what I'm
got
saying.
to.
Everybody just want me to talk my shit.
You gotta talk your shit.
I didn't have nothing. Look, yesterday was Lucci's service. So first, let's start there.
Please.
Memorial services for Glenn Lucci Furman. So, blessed to be in space with those that really honor Lucci and what he meant to this world, not just the community, but the world itself, and then to the community. And even in his passing, I think a lot of people got it fucked up. I think they missed it.
Ooh.
I think they missed the message.
I think that
I think
it was a huge opportunity to pause, to reflect, to consider how we even got to that place, and remembering someone who was so wonderful, who contributed so much, who people repeatedly said, this person would reach out to me just to reach out. He wasn't looking for anything. You just, hey, what's up? Hi, how are you? Every time you would encounter this person, the light behind their eyes, the love in their heart would exude, and you feel wrapped up in that, right? And like,
I want to talk about how folks be exploiting
that part.
their own community members.
Let's go.
Exploiting this in particular situation. Lucci.
Treating it like an opportunity.
Like a performance.
Mm-hmm.
Like a show. Like an event. Like you missed the message. You missed the point. You know, the way folks love to take up space and really with no value to add, to contribute. But they take up space and take it from other people that really hold a lot of value.
Or who have something so significant to add, who can...
That's what I mean by holding value. I mean that the value I speak of is, what do you contribute to a space that's beneficial to the space, especially when we are in a space of grieving, we're mourning, we're also in celebration of life, remembrance, right? This word of community keeps getting thrown around. I know I keep saying that, but it's the truth. And what does it really mean to be a community and part of a community, and how to be active in community? And what does it mean to embody love in that community? Because if you want to talk about Lucci and his legacy, that's what it embodies.
That's the legacy. That's the whole thing.
Right? Unification. Somebody says, somebody went up there and was like, Lucci would have held hands with his enemy. That just smacked me in the face.
Yo.
You know? And like, how selfless of a love. You go up there, you're there and you watch people, fine, share your moments. You're supposed to, right?
Yeah.
Remember? But like, the competition even in space, like the energy in there was so thick you could cut it with a knife, with a butter knife, with a fingernail.
A plastic knife.
A plastic knife. With a finger.
For real though. What was that energy?
The energy. First of all, I just realized I said the energy was so thick you could cut it with a plastic knife. Well, you said plastic knife.
I said plastic knife. You said with a fingernail. And then with the finger. Yay.
Cause like, that just did so many things in my head. Lord, I just flipped that in so many metaphors in my head. But also, like, I just said the energy was thick you could cut it with something that you, like, it's an oxymoron.
It is.
That's what the night felt like, a fucking oxymoron.
That.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Fuck, thank you for that. That shit felt like a oxymoron. Do you all get up there and talk about authenticity and coming together?
That word gets thrown around a lot, too.
It's like a fan favorite buzzword. Authenticity. Let's really be authentic. Let's really start telling the truth out here, son. We still don't even know how do you feel? And this is much respect, and this is no disrespect to family members that lose family members.
Right.
And 100% they have the right to decide how they handle the actual body of the person. I get it, and I respect it. And then there's this other part of me that's like, but what about how public this was? How public he made it. That was intentional. Nothing happens by accident. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
This was very, very public. There was on social media. There was a community that was impacted by public thing that existed. At this point, it seems as though things have just gone silent around what happened. I've talked to so many people that call my phone and they want to talk, and I love it, and I welcome it, and I receive, and I'm there, and I'm support, and shout out to those that have been supportive of me as well. Like, the questions that are there, the community has questions. What's going on? What happened? We know this thing, and then it just kind of, and then you come into a room full of people, full of community that knew him, that now still have questions. None of that room knows. I'm not going to say none. There are a select few people
Who know?
That no. If you know, you know. And then there's so many people that just don't know and got questions, and there's no answers to be given. Like we don't even know what we just gonna have a memorial, and then we don't get to know what happened.
What does
Did you I guess I'm long-winded. I'm sorry. My question initially was, how do you feel? Like, is it a responsibility to like share at least like, hey, he was cremated. Hey, he was, we buried, like,
for people who engage in the practice of visiting physically folks who have passed, it would be very kind to give people an idea of this is where this person who was so dear to so many was laid to rest. The particulars of how you handle the body, whether this person was cremated or buried or what, right?
just like where is he is what I'm saying.
Yeah, like where
I
is it
agree
that
with
we go? And and for folks who there is no physical location that you can go to, okay, now we know that. This is information that we have, and we can, for ourselves as a community, set up a memorial, someplace physical that people can go to visit in remembrance, in ritual, in, on significant dates at significant times, to gain peace, to have a visitation, right? I feel like it's so important. And I think that if the information is never forthcoming, that still is an option that's available to us, right? Like, there are many of us in this community to whom Lucci was very important, who know the wheels and the gears to turn to get a little street named after or a park named after, or to have some sort of statue or some piece of art that's installed somewhere as a memorial. And I think that that's a gift that we can give to each other, right? That place where we can gather either individually or as a community and remember. So someone who showed so many of us the way to love better, like that example that Lucci set, there was a video montage that played before I kind of reached my grief limit and I had to remove myself from the event. But it was Lucci in his own words, in his own body, in his own person, presenting his art, his message. And one of the things that really stuck with me was the words, compassion doesn't care who you are. And other things like the testimony that Lucci would have held hand with his enemy, right? The idea that the lasting memory of Lucci is someone who loved universally and unconditionally. So how do we carry that forward? How do we wear that? How do we demonstrate that this is what Lucci meant to us and this is how we want to live our lives following his example in that way, right? Because no one's perfect. We all know that. But people set good examples and we can follow those good examples. People teach good lessons and we can pass those lessons along, right? I think the service was necessary. I think that it's difficult to make a memorial service that satisfies all of the needs that arise when someone who is important is lost. But I do feel like there were some folks who were excluded from the official part of it that should not have been. And I got to sit with that. I don't know what to do about it. I don't know what to address. I didn't really have any power to do anything about it in the moment. I don't know how we would address it, but it didn't feel. Let me ask this as a question. What does closure mean to you?
I think it varies. It varies
Yeah.
depending on, the person, the situation at hand, the pain, the like, what are we, what is the thing in this particular situation? I feel like, if I'm being honest,
Yeah.
I'm someone that knows a lot of information.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not someone that is, like, I've had time to process what has happened, to go through the motions, to put the pieces together, to understand. There's a lot of anger that I feel around a lot of things, complacency. It keeps coming up as a word right now in this moment, so I just need to say it out of my mouth. And people have been complacent, and then to watch, people, and I'm not dictating how people or judging how people grieve, but like it should be, Lucci's passing should be a reevaluation of self. It should force you to go inward, and stop pointing outward, and stop projecting, and stop, you calling out energy and entities that you are submitting to the space. That's called projection. And we see you and we feel you. And like, that's not what the legacy of Lucci means for me. And, we can decipher the beautiful, it's layered, right? Because it was a beautiful video, beautiful collection of work, body of work. His words are so profound. You saw it. It was beautiful. You captured his art, But people don't understand the layers underneath that,
Right.
We're not going to.
It was
And I'm going to say it.
Go ahead.
She went up there and said, the first sentence that came out of her mouth was, I asked so-and-so and so-and-so to give me a white poet.
People often...
What the That was the first thing that came out of your mouth when you went up there?
People often do not set context. And it's so awkward. So
context.
ugly.
It's not a setting context.
Because
it's about really genuine giving a and really being like
right
commercialized and
the way that she presented the idea that she was trying to communicate was a very interesting and I think worthwhile idea. The way that she presented it was so tone deaf.
But it's because it lacks the true, genuine emotion. I'm not saying the folks ain't hurt. What I'm saying is that when your intentions in the first place are what they are because of the token that you made him to be.
Which is crazy.
And he had to write poems in the voice of a white slave master and shit like that. And when you force him to do stuff like that, he's a brilliant person. He's a brilliant writer. He's going to do what he got to do. He really gives a about, you know what I'm saying, the bigger purpose, the picture. So when she was talking about traveling to these places and doing the work, and yeah, because he was really about doing the work. And sometimes when you're battling what you have to sacrifice to get for the greater good. Sacrifice for the greater good. Hey, yo, what are we talking about? Sacrifice for the greater good. That's literally what Lucci did. Nobody really wants to talk about that. Nobody really wants to talk about that. It was a sacrifice. And that's why I'm angry and pissed off at the way y'all are moseying around out here. It's stupid. It's dumb. It's dumb. Y'all ain't really about no real community activation type nothing. Y'all are divisive. It's us versus them mentality. We tired of that shit. You out here using and abusing and capitalizing off of left and right. People just afraid of y'all. They afraid of you. I'm tired of hearing that shit. It's fear. Is silent because they scared, bro. That's the truth of the matter. People see it. They see you. Can see this shit. It's not. There's a huge pink elephant in the room that everybody ignores. Everybody. Because people benefit off of said elephant. Because they too afraid to go up against the elephant.
Because the elephant has the keys to the economics,
Because that's gatekeeping.
has the keys to the spaces,
Because that's control.
has the keys to the
Because
opportunities,
that's narcissism.
to the amplification.
You out here hurting people left and right, snatching people's souls. Don't nobody want to talk about that. Got soul snatchers out here. Yo, somebody said it's the Diddy experience in Boston, dog.
That experience is everywhere, and that's what you be saying all the time.
I do. But people don't listen to me because you don't like me, and I don't give a f.
You still gotta say what's
And
true.
I don't give a f. I need y'all to understand how much of an I don't give a f that I don't give a f. Like, I don't give a f. Y'all walk around here thinking that y'all is pushing or bullying in space. I don't give a f. I feel your energy. I don't give a f.